Okay, welcome back to the North American Pro League here for ESL. My name is Blue. Joining me tonight is Moses. We're about to go into our final match of the evening. Once again, of course, it is Team Liquid taking on Luminosity Gaming. This time, of course, we're moving over towards Cobblestone. So I think we're live.
No, this isn't live. There's no way this is live.
Producer, are we live?
No, not the game live.
Oh.
We're live on the game.
I didn't. Well, he said something in our chat that made me think we weren't unmuted for a second. So
All right. Well,
now I'm
yeah,
dropping the ball all over the place.
Yeah, I mean it's getting late. We had some delays earlier. We are going to go to see it's live now, Blue, into the knife round. But yeah, this is going to be a really interesting map. I mean, LG has been good on this map in the past. Liquid as well liked it for a certain period, and they kind of fell away from it. They had some. I mean, this was the. I think did they beat Fnatic on this map, or was it just a close loss? I think they actually beat them on this map at one point. So they have in the past had some success on it, but like I said, seems like they'd gone away. They had to retool it a little bit. They kind of got figured out on how they played this map. So we'll have to see how this is going to turn out. But this is another one of those maps where LG has showed some really clever tactics on the T sides with.
And with just how close it's been, I expect this one to be another very close contender too. The knife round has just gone through. We're just waiting for the match to get started, guys. And as soon as it does, we'll close things out. Just to remind you guys as well, this is the last night of matches for this week. For any of you guys that have been sort of away from Counter-Strike for a while, I think people were used to sort of a usual Sunday to Thursday schedule. It's now just Tuesday to Thursday. So we won't be having anything going on tomorrow, as far as I'm aware at least. But we'll be back next Tuesday for both Europe and North America with plenty of more matches here at the ESL Pro League. Regardless, though, let's get into it, guys. Luminosity Gaming versus Team Liquid. Let's go.
Let's go! Woo! Fur pushing up towards A. Might be able to find some intel. I definitely hear some footsteps. I expect at least Fallen would rotate back, but Liquid, they're not even slowing down whatsoever. Hiko's going to stay down to the connector to watch flank, but already Elige, Nitro, Adrenner pushed up very far towards the bomb site. Fallen trying to spam through the smoke. There is one on top of the balcony. That's FNX. He's chipping away at Adren, and Elige falls, trying to get aggressive towards that murder hole. FNX is going to drop out, so all of a sudden there's a foot onto this retake, which it's not even really a retake because Liquid hasn't taken the site yet, but heavily aggressive is LG, and they're just whittling down these forces. And Taco's going to come in for the cleanup. The last two kills go his way. Liquid very quickly and decisively look like they're going to be able to take that site, but just get brick-walled.
As they're shut down again, and LG off to a great start on the CE side, and this is a good thing too, because this is where things could potentially fall apart and fall away for these guys and give Liquid a good advantage to start off this half. Not going to be the case though. Fallen, interestingly now, going for the investment on the Mag 7. We'll see where he decides to play this. I'm assuming either somewhere inside a drop or I'll go over towards Broken Wall, but with his late entry into the drop room, definitely going to be playing towards that angle to try to stop any sort of rushed movement from Liquid down the waterfall.
All Tech 9s, one smoke onto Adren still, and he hasn't thrown it just yet. There is a pretty big emphasis from LG on this drop. Three members are all in the same choke point. They can swivel pretty much 180 degrees, watch for a drop exit, and watch for the broken wall drop. So pretty centralized defense in that location, but still no movement from Team Liquid. They only have this one smoke, like I mentioned, on Adren, so that's gonna be their only real point of attack, and that is going to smoke off the bomb site to try and get some kind of a plan. It's going to smoke off the rock, but it's not going to be too effective for the defense that LG currently has set up.
Now that nade's going to come in. Oh, look at all the damage it's done to Liquid now. Perfect grenade, and now there we go. All the kills coming in a sequence of just a couple of seconds. LG shut it down. And now we're easily up to 2-0 for these guys on the CT side.
I mean, yeah, Liquid just walked right into that blunder. That smoke did absolutely nothing for him. Didn't allow him to cross into sight. It was used more so that they wanted to be able to plant the bomb with the cover of the rock and swing on the bomb site, swing wide on the fountain. But they didn't account for the fact that Luminosity was just going to have so many members ready to spray him down right at the broken wall. Now it's going to be another fast mid play, another amazing nade from Fur. So much utility damage. He does eventually fall, but speaking of fall, it's Fallen with the AWP at long range, who's not going to let anyone pass.
Cold there, actually saving his teammate's life and picking up the final kill on the Hiko, followed by Simple. So LG only losing 2 players. Could technically be better when we consider what Liquid was bringing into that round and how it sort of started off with Fur getting the touchdown nade once again. However, still holding very good control. And for Liquid now, they're going to get the big guns into their hands.
Yeah, I mean, they have the AK-47s, right? But they have nothing to really go against Fallen's op, and he's been pretty dominant with it on the first map through stretches. So that's the biggest thing they're going to have to go against. Also, very slowly, all 4 members. The bomb is all alone. It's a Dren just watching the flank. This is going to be a dedicated B hit. They have no real attempt at gaining map control anywhere else. They have no pressure to be put on A. And Fur has everything smoked out. So while he can't really see anyone, he just doesn't feel any pressure. Not even really worried about anyone coming down danger stairs at the moment. So a little bit of a risk. But it's not really going to come to fruition for Liquid because no one's there to really punish it.
Cold's going to take up a position on the platform on the B site too, sitting behind the box. So if there's a big play coming in, he could stop it, especially if the T's don't decide to toss out one of their own smokes to get some coverage on this one. So could be a rough battle here when we see Liquid shifting their players back over as they're doing right now to make the play in towards the site. At the same time, though, Cold actually falls back and away from this one as he wants to take up a safer spot, making sense for the play style of Luminosity, but they still need to rotate these players on A. They're still fully committed over here. That includes both Fur and Fallen. Fallen's a little bit closer, sitting just outside of the doorway, but if this is an explosion play from Liquid, then it could get rough.
Thankfully, the op is over at the A-bomb site. It's just Taco they're going to have to reload. They have no Molotov to clear out this tree. So that's going to be a tough spot. He's just biding his time, waiting for the peek. The pop flash comes out. Doesn't really blind too many people from Liquid, and Nitro is going to drop him. Good find, and there's 2 entries from Nitro, one from Nitro, one from Elige. That's a sick entrance onto the bomb site. Now it's just Fallen, and even he's going to fall to Simple, and Nitro just comes right through the smoke. So Fur, very, very quickly is the last one left. That's a good start for Team Liquid in the gun rounds.
Nothing left for Fur to do. Just sit back, try to retreat, hope there's not someone sitting back watching for a flank that's already been moved out now to scout out for himself. Which doesn't look like there is. Liquid, of course, are going to be on the hunt now, but there's not a whole lot they can do. So more than likely, Fur should be able to make it out of this round with the rifle still in hand.
That's a really sick entrance, and that's exactly what we were missing from Liquid on Overpass. Was that Nitro and Elige combination just barreling their way into bomb sites. This map, it might be a little bit easier with how... I mean, with the availability of that B bomb site, with how hard it is to defend for CT sides. And this is another good thing to mention. On the CT side of this map, it's probably the hardest map for the defense to gain information about what's coming. And that's something that Luminosity excelled at very, very much on Overpass. The way they maneuvered around the map, the way they, some of the aggression, some of the plays they made were just to find info, and they were able to rotate and cheat players over and really gamble on what was coming from Liquid. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult for them to do that on this map.
LG now with a little bit less money. Fallen is going to choose to go for the investment onto the Mag 7 once again. As he throws out the early smoke, he actually is going to switch up his position this time, though. Won't be playing the same place twice. Probably going to place himself back over towards Broken Wall instead. No, getting boosted up. This might be just for the nade, as they actually really want to try and hold these players back on the platform approach. They're not letting anybody barrel in towards that. Fur as well, the lone man back over here towards Long A to hold this one, and it'll be Simple to Elige pushing towards this. There's no one really pressed out on towards Long A itself, with just having a couple of these guys from Luminosity to hold this. So they are going to give Liquid quite a lot of free movement about this map early on in the round.
Here's the issue, that deep smoke, I mean, you can look at the position of Taco and say that's really nice, but that deep smoke pretty much gives up. I mean, there's no way that Liquid tries to retake this B portion of map control without checking that. He's also got no one there to support him anywhere, so no one long range to kind of distract the shots. But still, Liquid very spread out across the map, applying a little bit of presence. Simple finds a pick onto Fallen, and Nitro's gonna clear this for sure. Oh my god, he's not. He looked like he was swinging out wide to do it. I'm so nervous.
So Taco.
Oh my god, they're not going to do it. They don't do it.
Look, he's still alive. Now there's more coming. Does he take the risk? Going for the headshot. Finding the second. They still don't know what's going on as he picks up 3 kills before finally Nitro turns around and eliminates them. But the damage has already been done. It's down to a 3 versus 2, reversing the earlier kills that Liquid did manage to pick up. Now they move in. Some damage being done to FNX, but Fur and FNX close it out on their own. And LG snipe away another round.
Blue, I've been triggered. I'm on tilt.
No one checked it. All 4 of them assumed everything was okay. Granted, this is more the vice of the first 2 players that roll out, because the final 2 could just assume that everything's well and dandy by that point, but they're all going to feel the punishment for that one, as that round should have absolutely gone their way, and it just absolutely does not.
I'm so tilted. I think maybe part of it was that they threw a Molotov behind that smoke, and it didn't actually extend into that corner. It just kind of went deep to the far corner. It didn't extend to the close one. So it didn't really touch Taco. They might have... I mean, that's the only explanation I could think that they wouldn't clear out that corner with that kind of an aggressive smoke.
So now for this round, of course, Liquid still has a pretty big buy coming into it. but not a lot of utility. And for that they do have, seems they've used quite a bit of it already. Keeping the smokes on tap to be able to use it for the actual entry itself. But this spread out strat, once again, trying to investigate their options, playing all over the map at this point. And now it looks like they are going to take the bomb over towards the long end and maybe make a push in that direction.
Very, very spread out from LG. Yeah, and Liquid really not progressing. They are grouped up, 2 members. They're still just kind of being very patient, really aggressive on drop. This looks like it's going to be an A-splitter. That's the idea. With Nitro and Hiko both here, Nitro is going to be the one to be highly aggressive. Hiko just kind of in a supportive role as he attempts to flank into that A-bomb site. They could split the defense. There's no one really close up to drop to watch it. FNX is just watching for someone to really commit to that B-bomb site from Skyfall. But I don't think that's the tactic at all with the bomb over in danger stairs. 38 seconds left on the clock to execute this strategy.
FNX sitting just outside of drop. They hear all the noise. They know there's a presence coming down. Fallen's going to have to be the one that stops it as they start. But Fallen, oh my goodness, Fallen's going to have so much pressure on him here. Even tagged there as well by the bullet, so he's not going to be able to escape. Hiko finding another kill as they drop in through drop itself. Now the bomb's in this A site. Do not tell me we're going to have another Ninja potential play here too, because look at Fur's spot now. They haven't spotted. They do catch him, but he picks up his first kill and wins his first duel, but leaves himself way too overexposed. Seems like the 4x3 taking a real effect there. Unfortunately, look, they're running out of time. They've got to try to force this bomb down. They'll do it just with about 2 seconds left, but the CTs have picked up so many kills in the process of this. It's all on a leash. He can't pull it off as Taco finds the final kill yet again. And still plenty of time left, of course, to defuse this bomb.
Sick trade on that retake from Taco. Knowing FNX was very, very low. Just lets him swing out wide. Let's, pretty much sacrifices him to the clutch gods and then wins it out in the end. So nicely done from Luminosity coming back into that round. That's exactly what Team Liquid wanted. That strategy was executed close to perfect, and they still couldn't win it out in the end. So good recovery from Luminosity after Hiko and Nitro make their way down drop, and even Hiko delays the rotations by getting a kill. So 5-1 for LG. That plant, even with the extra bonus money, Liquid cannot force up a buy. They're gonna have to save into this round.
And where they go with it, we're going to find out in a second. It looks like it's going to be a pretty direct play out towards the B-bomb site. Not a whole lot of utility needs here either. Just a couple of smokes, so you can maybe expect they'll probably slow things down, as they're doing now once they get out towards the platform. But strategically, don't expect anything super crazy this time. This is going to be a very direct play. Liege gets tapped a little bit there by the smoke. That deep smoke once again. He's down to 98 HP because of that.
Still just waiting. No commit quite yet. Liquids, I mean, this has opened up as a pretty passive terror side. Outside of Piston where they virtually rush. That Molotov might force Nitro back with the, Nitro with the bomb, but it's not going to extend to him. So he's not going to get picked off by anyone. Cold's still waiting for a pop flash, and actually he muffs it. It just drops right at his feet, doesn't do anything, but he gets the kill anyways. He's got teammates to support him, a sick crossfire set up, and Cold's going to get some free kills here. Nice shot there at the end on a simple jumping down. 4 kills for Cold. 6-1 now for Luminosity, and that very decisive win with everyone surviving allows him to build up a little bit of money.
And that was just an absolute shutdown that time, too. They read them like a book, essentially, for Liquid. They knew they were going to come out towards Broken Wall, and they had a brutal crossfire set up for it. Liquid tried to throw out some nades and whatnot, but they're very misplaced, it seems, so was not really able to make the connections where it was needed. And even for those that maybe had to fall back for a couple extra seconds, Cold did the job for them. That's an easy 4K for him to find. Now Liquid, though, they try the same thing again, actually much faster this time, but with full rifles and the op sitting on simple. Some good damage being done by the early nades tossed out by Luminosity. Now Cold, hugging the stat too. He's doing some of his own work. He's finally shut down, but then in comes Taco with a double kill. Takes down Adren and Hiko. The final 2 left alive from Team Liquid. Have to press forward. They've got to get back some of this site control, which they've just lost with the loss of their own teammates. The Molly comes out on top of the Liege now as he's going to try to get this bomb on the floor. He succeeds in doing so, so he succeeds in doing that at least. However, he's going to burn alive. Might be the same story for Simple at this point, but he's up on top of the platform. Literally nades coming out at him every which way. Taco is going to find the headshot, shuts it down, and yet another round now will be stacked up for LG. They're up to 7-1 now, a very, very strong lead here on the CP side.
Yeah, this is just a suffocating defense that Liquid's having to deal with. Entries aren't going the way of Team Liquid whatsoever, and from there, LG is able to just outlast most of these rounds. So, yeah, this is a good call for the pause here, because Liquid has no answer. They win that 4th round, they get reset immediately, and there's no response. Now they're just getting completely shut out. And even with that plant, I mean, they're back onto his save.
Yep.
So, the losing bonus hasn't fully built up quite yet. And they could force some AKs here if they wanted to. They'd be so light on nades, though. That's the real trouble.
They could do. We've seen this a couple times before, where you sort of split it up a little bit because you're at a couple of players where they're over the limit to where they can still go for the lighter rifle and buy up and have a decent amount of utility behind it, and then you may have one player go for the Tech 9. That sort of just stacks up the utility, and he's the one player that goes for it. That's another option for them as well, along with those that are able to buy up AKs. They go for that and hope that they can really impact very well. But ultimately, they're still working against a very strong economy from LG here, at least in terms of what they're bringing to the table on a round-around basis. We look at it, and actually 3 out of 5 of the guys in Luminosity, there's a very consistent amount of trade-outs coming. So for Fur, Cold, and FNX, they don't actually have a huge amount of money left over. Sort of the same thing for Fallen too, but then you've got players like Taco who are sitting up pretty well off as far as I'm concerned, and that could last them a couple more rounds to buy up for the CTs.
The real question is what adjustment is Liquid going to make? Because they are buying into this round, and 3 AKs on Hiko, Adren, and Simple prevents any kind of nades to come out on those 3. Nitro is going to get an AK as well, so they're going to go into this round with basically 2 smokes max. It'll be a Legion Nitro with smokes. Yep. So that's all they have to work with, 2 smokes and a flashbang. And where are they going to go from here? Because they're going to have to take battles. They're going to have to just find a duel. They're going to be going up against Fallen's op at some point, and if he doesn't have anything, if he doesn't have smoke or flashbangs pressuring him or covering his line of sight, he's going to have a field day. And it's going to be a heavy play towards the A bomb site. This time, nobody is even close to heading over towards the B site. Fallen's just going to take up an angle, and like I just mentioned, with only 1 flash, there's no way he gets pre-flashed here at this. So he's going to have a free shot. Someone's going to have to take the risk and just jump across this this gap, and it looks like Hiko and Simple are going to be the first 2 coming this way. Hiko's going to be the one to run across, and he gets away with his life. Molotov comes out. They can't catch him, though. Hiko has to run through it a little bit. There's Fur, gets 1 kill and traded. Fallen missing some shots, though. Now he's got to have the backup, because they're going to start encroaching up this mid-ramp.
Good flash, holds back the ramp push for now, but he's expecting that one to be the first one that barrels in on him. Actually, there was some great movement coming out there from Hiko. I think he just barely dodges a shot from Fallen. He's still holding back, doesn't want to take the connection as of yet, and a great jump from Hiko. He even picks up the kill, too, shuts down Fallen. The CTs are crumbling at this point. FNX trading one back for the trend, finding the trade for the trade. Now Cold comes in. Hiko very low at 4 HP, and he's just going to get sprayed down from afar. So LG, a little bit dodgy there, but they do manage the situation very well and stack up yet another round. And for Team Liquid, they're basically at the same situation they were at before, with even less money on some of their players.
This has got to be a save now. I mean, Liquid couldn't have gotten a better round considering what they came into that with Fallen missing all those shots. They took the risk. They took the gamble multiple times, but you could see even once Fallen missed a bunch of shots and they started progressing up those A halls, they had no smokes to really block off the choke points in the A site, so it was so hard for them to move forward. And while they hadn't killed Fallen, his survival just attracted so much attention that the rotations when they come in basically have free kills.
So this time for Liquid, most of their players align themselves for a platform push along with Drop once again. Just a bit of a split to get themselves onto the B bomb site. However, they are still keeping Simple back over here towards middle to lurk a little bit and maybe find a couple kills in that direction. Really just trying to do as much economical damage as possible to keep Luminosity from stacking up a strong bank. However, meanwhile, on the B bomb site, Fallen is currently free to do whatever he should wish. Before Hiko manages to shut him down. Ultimately, the trade's still definitely coming way too heavily in the favor of Luminosity, as there's 2 more responding right back to it. And they're just playing with the remaining players on Liquid at this point. Hiko's the last one alive. He's stuck here and just outside of the drop area as he tries to push back out towards his platform once again. They realize what's going on. Cold shuts him out. And there you have it. Yet another round here on the board for LG. 9-1, as Liquid can't seem to find anything that can work here on any of these gun rounds.
The cool thing about what we're seeing in Fallen at times with how successful he's been with the op and this hot streak he's riding is he gets into that same mode that like Guardian gets into, where he's just like, he wants to hunt down frags. He like goes for the super aggressive op plays because he's like, alright, I want the kills. I know Semler describes Guardian as like a great white shark, the lifeless eyes just hunting for frags, and it seems like Fallen's starting to get into that mode from time to time.
Not too great of a start of a round for Liege, as unfortunately flashes himself and it did push out towards the platform there. Bounced off the box a little bit too early. But Nitro getting his spot onto Fallen there. There was actually a boost happening on both sides, but Nitro spotted Fallen first, so very casual one-tap comes in there to finish him off. Cold's also very low too, down at 27 HP, so he has to hold himself back. Still actually, I just saw where he was, so still holding a pretty aggressive position considering his HP back over here by the statue. But the real thing for now is going to be Liquid. They need to push out from this position because they are being shut down. There's Tico doing some work, though, as he shuts down both Taco and FNX. That clears out Drop. Taco did find one kill before that happened, but now it's down to a 2 versus 4. Cold, he's out in the open. Elite just walks right up and takes him down. And for Fur, he's way out of the gunshot range for this one, so he's going to be moving away from the action and going for a save.
Yeah, good for Team Liquid as well. With 4 members surviving, that's going to build up some money, especially with that plant. They are in danger of getting reset, but with 4 people surviving, they might be able to, even if they lose the next round by going forward. Fur, I would imagine, actually the money's pretty low on the Luminosity side. Taco is plenty, but the rest of them, Fallen's pretty much out of money. They're going to have to drop him in AWP, so maybe he just plays a passive setup where he just goes for some exit kills, doesn't actually try and hunt them down. But either way, a good round from Liquid, a clever boost up by Nitro, gives him a free kill on Fallen. I think that angle was just one of those awkward angles where Fallen could not see Nitro, but Nitro could see him, because it seemed like they were kind of staring at each other for a couple seconds.
But finally now, Liquid being able to pick up another round. Fur's actually getting pretty close to the site in hopes of maybe looking for something to pick up, but not going to be able to find it. But now we do see the rebuy coming out. As you were mentioning before, though, and as I talked about a couple of rounds ago, LG very, very low on money despite having this many rounds being picked up in a row. So Liquid have a good chance now to bounce things back, that they can break the economy on the CT side and pick up a few free rounds off of their ecos.
That's the dream, isn't it? 3 members of LG heading over towards this B bomb site.
And with all the smoke flashbangs on that going out, both teams spraying out in hopes of catching someone. Not going to be happening, though. There is some investigation from Team Liquid back over here towards middle, too, as Cbble makes a very good opening shot onto Fur. I think that was inside of your steps. Yep, shuts him down. So that's a great pickup from him. The over-aggression from LG in that regard ends up seeing them big time. Is now there's nothing stopping them from proceeding onto this B-bomb site. Technically, they could go directly for A if they wanted to, but they're going to go for B, and this actually ends up working great because Elige already picking up an additional kill. There's Nitro now lurking around to find Cold back over by the tree area. FNX responds with at least one more pickup, but the final 2, they have been completely denied any access to this site at all. You can see that FNX is trying to find some way to push back in, but he's going to be out in the open. Easy kick pickings now for Cbble to take him down. For Fallen, to pull off this 1 versus 4 with an up. So he'll be looking for some exits or some over-aggression to try and take him down, but he wants to fall back.
Yeah, he should. Shouldn't even stick around to try and go for anything. He needs to get away. It's the only gun they're going to have into the next round. Taco could buy if he wanted to in the next round. He's got 3,700 right now. And we've seen LG do that kind of a buy, you know, with 1 op, 1 rifle, and 3 pistols behind it. But either way, Liquid's finally got the economy of LG at a breaking point. So try and close this gap a little bit, which is crucially important because that's a T-sided map. Being down 3-9, not the happiest of position to be in. So they have a little bit of an opportunity here to close the gap. And just like Overpass, I mean, get it close enough to the point where you have an opportunity going forward into the second half. And it is going to be a buy-up from LG.
2 Mag 7s this time. One still going on a Cold, another one on Fur. Fallen armed up with the op. Taco having the only rifle on the team. And for FNX, he's going to have to do some work with the CZ. We've seen him do some very impressive movement with this in the past, so don't doubt his ability to pick up a couple kills, especially if he can get himself inside of a smoke and use some confusion to his advantage. But some of the members of LG, again, will be playing very, very aggressively. Fur will be going for this pop, I believe a pop flash to jump back outside and allow a Cole to maybe pick up some kills around this corner, but there's no one there. It wouldn't really be to any benefit to them to do that, because most of the pressure is being placed outside of mid-connector.
Yeah, this is all on Fallen with the AWP to get some kills for his team. He is going to be dueling over here with Simple. Smokes, Molotovs come out onto this B platform. Fallen is just going to jump up on the box once he realizes the fire won't extend there. And it's just FNX. A lot of faith placed in him with this CZ to guard drop. At least get 1 kill. That's what they're looking for here. But still, Liquid, not aggressive. There's a flash. Simple's going to work his way, but he's blind. He does win that battle. Fallen can't get the shot off in time. So Liquid has control of the B platform, and this is huge. Simple's making his way into the bomb site now. He's got Taco trapped. He's going to swing wide on him, being very, very aggressive. Oblivious to any kind of danger. Just pushing up. Nice shot from him. Taco does fall. So does FNX. Hiko comes out. And now Simple's got the angle on the double door. So even though Cold gets that kill with a shotgun, there's not too much hope that they're going to be able to retake this site. But they could get some exits if Liquid goes for this chase.
This is like Cold even wants to stick around and try to attempt that. Fur may do it, since he's a little bit lighter off in this round with only the Mag 7, so losing that would not be the biggest deal in the world. But It looks like Cold maybe staying around to try and catch these players jumping outside of the window instead. Elige is tempting it now. Hasn't spotted anyone initially, but as he jumps down from the shotgun attempts, trying to bait him out to move out further, but he does end up taking him down with the shotgun. Nitro coming in for the trade, and then Cold, the bait ends up working out as they pick up a 2-for-1 trade, so they're at least doing some damage. Cold, however, not safe just as of yet. He's being chased right now by Adren.
He's going to survive, though. Uh-oh. Whew. Alright. Don't make me look silly there, Cold. Nice kill onto Adren. He does keep that AK-47, but because of that aggressive buy, it is going to be a save into this round for LG. So, saving for the I say that, but I'm just seeing like a scout dropped over to Fallen, so I'm hoping they don't all invest. Some pistols just being dropped by Cold, who had a lot of money. He also has armor in the kit, so he's going to pick up an AK-47. So once again, just a minor investment when they have one gun saved, just in case some kind of miraculous play is made by Cold, which is very likely scenario to happen. Simple's going to get aggressive over towards B. Gets one kill, does get taken out by Taco with the CZ. Taco even gets away, but now control of platform. Elige has it, and he's going to be taking that duel with FNX. He does get dinked, but he recovers in time. Nitro also combines for one more. And Cold's going to be the one who just rotates over, playing at the rock, but he's going to be flash blinded, Molotov'd. Can't find any kind of position to defend this bomb site.
Now Elige just moving in to pick up one of those final kills, looking for Cold, but actually Cold finds him first, takes down Elige. Sitting behind this rock, they know he's there. They don't know if he's fallen back yet or not. So he's going to take up a position on the corner instead. If Nitro decides to push forward, they're going to absolutely find out he's there, but it's also going to be a very risky move for himself to go for. Fur is the only other player that could have maybe tossed this up into the air, but it's not going to work out. Cold even has some hits connected onto him. Manages to take down one more before he's traded out, but it's a very swift trade as Adren finds the final kill of the round. The Liquid have done a nice job of trying to bounce this back, as now we go into the final round with a 9-5 scoreline. Luminosity don't pick this up. Very, very likely they'll have it up at 9-6.
Yeah, very, also just a little bit of a meaningless kill as it has no impact on the round. Also, the money for Liquid is too strong, so everyone can still buy up anything they want. So, Liquid, after a horrendous begin to this half, has won 4 in a row, looking for their 5th to bring it up towards 6 rounds on the T side. Middle is currently smoked off, so Simple's just playing far back, looking for any kind of a pick, while Elige is just waiting to smoke, making sure no one's getting a little bit too clever with it. And it's just Fur here at the A bomb site. He's the only one defending the site. 2 towards drop, 2 towards the B bomb site. Passive setups from both teams.
And each one just waiting for the other to try and get aggressive and look for a couple kills, but that's not going to be happening, so we'll be having a pretty long standoff here at the beginning of the 15th round. But it'll be definitely Liquid more than likely going for a play onto that B bomb site once again. They'll be making a lot of noise. Expect some smokes won't have to be tossed over, but making a lot of noise here onto the A bomb site to try and draw a couple of rotations. Ultimately, though, they'll be falling back in a few moments to try and regroup and then just push themselves out for the default split.
Taco gets away from that molly just in time, and he times it perfectly as well because Hiko is spamming that side of the box. And Taco very easily could have just walked right into an AK-47 bullet. FNX once again alone, and there's Fur, just drops Elige. Elige doesn't even check the corner. He gets killed for free. That's going to force Simple back, who's all alone with the AWP. This play is coming towards the B bomb site, and it's only Taco here behind the box. He's got to choose his time wisely, and he does. Nitro gets caught out. Shoulder peek spots Hiko. Now he's just got to stay alive, but Hiko is going to drop him. But meanwhile, that pulls the defense back. They know it's coming now. Fallen's here with the AWP. Nice shot onto Simple, and it's going to be a pretty easy cleanup. A stylish shot of Fallen flicks down to the head of Hiko. That's going to be a 10th round for LG going into the second half.
So all things considered, still a very, very good CT side at half for LG, and a pretty monstrous lead, especially if the pistol round keeps that lead going here into the second half now. Liquid, again, the problem is going to be a lot of work that needs to be done to try and round a comeback here on the second half, especially if the CT side remains weak in the same areas we saw it back on Overpass.
Yeah, well, the scary thing is Cold's alive on this map. Overpass, he had mostly a rough game until that very heroic hold of the A bomb site on Overpass late in the second half. So this time around that he's actually performing throughout the entire game is going to make things difficult because you still have the Alpha Fallen. Now Cold's come alive. He was silent a little bit in the first map. So you have a lot of tough things to deal with, and when Cold's going to be on fire, he's at 18-6 right now. That's going to allow for a lot of entries, a lot of opening kills for the Brazilian side, and Liquid's going to have a tough time to deal with things.
So here we go, guys. The second half getting started now. Hiko over the dualies investment, so we'll see how that pays off. But Now for LG, it looks like it's just going to be a straightforward push train over towards the platform area. A couple probably going to investigate drop as well. So nades are tossed in. Some good damage on the Fur, down at 77. Same thing for Fallen. Try to bounce it back, but it's not going to connect. And now LG line up the push as Fallen gets the pop flash ready to go, dropping down. Two are going to fall in. They don't spot it initially, but Hiko, if he gets these two bunched up, he can actually take them down quite nicely. There we go. Nitro finding that first one. Actually right back inside, and FNX doing some work. He picks up two. Dread trading it back out, but then FNX finding a third for himself. Finally, he's put down by Elige, but it doesn't even matter as Taco picking up the final kill. A very quick trade back and forth to both sides, but LG end up winning it out at the end of the day, and they will keep their lead going.
Yeah, Liquid put a lot of emphasis on that defense of stopping any kind of play down drop, and they actually did a pretty good job of it. I think they only made I don't think they actually lost anyone to the two players who came out drop for Liquid, but for Luminosity. Meanwhile, the other three players though just had so much space to work with on the site because of that. They got to wrap around, and they just grabbed such good angles to eliminate the defenses that came through choke points. Taco got a nice spot to eliminate the Rock player, that was Elige, and now it's going to be really, really difficult here. Liquid's got 3 MAC-10s to go up against in this anti-eco, and I mean, they're just MAC-10s, but Luminosity, for everything that it's worth, they probably have some of the best MAC-10s in the business.
And even worse than this, too, Liquid's been given a signal to rotate back over towards the V-bomb site, whereas the push is most definitely... actually, it looks like they're wrapping the bomb back towards B instead, so it's going to end up being the correct move from Liquid and the wrong move from LG, as they had the proper lineup to begin with, but the Deagle... It's going to come flying in there from Cbble. He does manage to spot one of the players from LG, but no connection on the shot. Now they're going all over the place here, too. You can just tech from the minimap there. Members of Team Liquid very unsure as to where the take is actually going to be moving in from, as they do have two pushing into long A, but it is going to be the split. They try to take control, and they try to drive the wedge. It's working so far as Fur pushes in. Cbble and Hiko both go down to him. Nitro responding, picking up at least one kill, but he's traded out very nicely there as well. Cold picking up the kills, and now Adren's the last one alive. Does have a flank, so maybe able to surprise at least one player, and indeed he does on a Taco. Plant now coming into the picture here. Adren hasn't even actually decided to push any more forward. He's actually fallen back, and well, that nade has pretty much killed any chance he had at clutching this.
That hit him in the forehead. There is an AK-47 down that LG's going to have to salvage, and Cold does pick that up. And they've kind of got to evacuate this bomb site, or they're evacuating towards Adren. So he has a chance here if he wants to get overly aggressive. Fur's very, very low. So is Cold is in pretty low HP territory. So Adren could find an extra kill. But the timing's going to have to work out. He spots the shadow. That allows him to get that free kill on a Fur. Now FNX is going to be the other one to cut him off, but I think they're content to just let him live as long as they get to keep these AK-47s. And Adren's not going to go for anything more.
Sitting back now, he'll be a safe player for the rest of this round. FNX does not want to take the risk on it. So some decent damage being done to the economy of LG. Prevent it from building up to a dangerous point, but nonetheless, of course, Liquid, with the exception of Simple now having the MAC-10 in his hands, this will be another round where it's pretty light. The Dren still having the upgraded pistol for himself. Everybody else, though, just a P250 or their default.
Yeah, and an eco win here for Liquid. I mean, even last round it would have been wonderful with the amount of spread they have in this scoreline. It's going to start getting into danger territory, and look at how aggressive he's being. He's going to grab 2. He's down to 6 HP, so he just gets to fall away, but just quickly slaughters the defense in a drive-by, and now it can fall back safely, and that gives a lot of confidence to Luminosity to slowly work their way up long A. They did hear a third player throw a nade towards drop, so they should have the intel that there were at one point at least 3 at the B bomb site. And Fur's going to get one more. That's Elige trying to push it up. All right, he's just a machine right now. Hiko's going to run through this, or he's hiding inside the smoke. Hasn't chosen a time to pounce. Adren has been spotted out, so Hiko's got to make his move. Adren gets one long range, but Hiko can find absolutely nothing. So 13 rounds now for LG going into the first gun round.
And that's a very, very tall task that has Liquid to accomplish now. That consistency problem, which we saw back on the last map, is going to reappear its ugly head once again here now as well, as Liquid are only just a couple of rounds away from clutching it, whereas for LG are just a couple of rounds away from clutching it, whereas for Team Liquid, they're now 8 rounds behind just tying it, and plenty more away from actually winning the game outright. So they've got a long road to go here, and for Luminosity, no reason to worry as of yet.
There are 4 members over towards this B bomb site. Hiko watching drop. Nitro's there for the quick support, but Elige and Simple look like they want to get aggressive. They're going to boost up here. That Molotov is going to force Simple back. He does burn a little bit down to 75 HP. And Elige has spotted one out, so actually Taco's gained control of drop, but he's going to give it right back up. So he just wanted to prevent any kind of aggression on drop, and now He falls away, but Cbble and Elige aren't going to give up on this one. They're going to go right back for it.
Boosted up now, Taco, maybe the first target of Cbble as he's up on the platform, but it's actually Cold that he spots. Takes him down to the ground, and they spot the bomb in the process of this one too. So Taco, he's now frozen like a statue in hopes that someone else tries to move in for a second kill. They've learned their lesson from some of the previous matchups though, so they're going to safely smoke this up before he even attempts to jump up. And not only this, but Elige finds the kill on a Taco after smoking it and grabs FNX way in the back of that smoke too. Nitro closing out the final two as they attempt to make a push towards drop. Fails completely. They make a fools out of Luminosity there as Liquid hold a perfect site defense on the B site.
I don't even know if you can say that it failed because Liquid just didn't let them get anything of what they wanted. That aggression. I mean, Cbble gets that first kill, but then Elige with some nice movement jumping up around that box completely freezes Taco in his tracks. I don't know if Taco might have been half covered by the smoke because he was in full view of Elige. So it was an easy kill for him. But nicely done from Liquid. All 5 members surviving as well, so now they have a lot of nades into this round. They can slow things down massively. You can see the nades doing damage. FNX and Taco beaten up just a little bit. And Elige is getting aggressive. Sprays down 2. They're lined up for him.
So immediately, that's just icing on the cake right there for Elige. Cold's completely blind, jumps through the smoke. That's an easy target. So he's already up to 3 pickings now, looking for another one. But it's going to be Cbble that's boosted up on top instead. They got to try and find Fallen on the right side. I think he's in a safe position. Actually, pretty amazing. Doesn't see Fur initially, but then there's Fallen. Only manages to sneak through with 1 kill, though. Takes it to Elige, but Cbble quick on the draw to find the trade. They shut him back down. And Liquid, even though it was a long row, they're starting it off pretty quickly here. 2 quick shutdowns in a row. That does not look good for Luminosity at all. And now they have to go for a full save.
Yeah, well, more crucially as well as those 2 rounds in a row, they only lose 1 player, so they get to build up a lot of money. You can see Adren's already up towards 6K, Nitro at 5K. Cbble, the Opper, he needs to build up some money. He's at 4,500, so that's good stuff from Liquid to start this half off. And once again, this is looking like it's going to be an attempted A split, but FNX is going to be the only one. He gets a kill, though. He finds Hiko, just with the P250, runs forward, and all of Liquid just falls all the way back. Meanwhile, Adren's getting a kill, so they're holding down the A site at least decently. Cble's pretty much given up the A site, though. He comes around a balcony, and thankfully Adren's there to slow things down just a little bit. 3 kills for him so far. Fallen is finally going to clean him up, but he's the last one left for LG. Not really too much he can do.
He has to go back over here just to get back control of the bomb, too, so just firing some blind shots wherever he thinks players from Liquid AV, but as he wraps back around the shed looking for another target, he will be outmatched finally. They shut him down. There's Liquid picking up their 8th round now. LG only need that single save, though. They go directly onto another buy here. No op in the hands of Fallen as of yet. Money definitely not in a very good enough position to be able to go for that. And for Cold, he can't even afford an AK. He's got to downgrade to a Galil. That does afford him enough utility, though, to support the rest of his team.
Cbble with the AWP, staying very, very aggressive towards this mid connector. He's going to get smoked off by LG, so they're going to be forced back. Adren is there as well. That smoke might help him a little bit, but Cble's forced away. Now he's got to respect the A-Hall's push, because Taco is coming up danger stairs, so they're combining to break up any stack that's here, but Cbble might be able to get 1 kill and just fall away, and he's actually going to get aggressive with it. He's got to know. He must have an inkling that with the economy the way it is for LG, he's not going to be going up against an AWP. Just holding a very, very off angle. No one from LG is really peeking quite yet, though. FNX is just close up, just waiting. 3 members here in the A-Halls. The rest of the map is just LG, Cold, and Fur watching for pushes over towards the B-bomb site. Now as smoke comes out towards Log, Cble's going to shoot some shots through it and just fall away. So postured for some action, but nothing comes from it.
And he'll be falling back actually really far away from this and puts himself in a position just outside of the A doors. And his other teammate's going to fall away, so they don't think there's really anything coming towards the site. If they do, it's going to be a very light push indeed. But it's this split again coming in from LG. Plenty of players lined up just outside of drop. They are going to throw some smokes and maybe a flashbang or 2 back over out towards the platform area and make it look like it's going to be a B play, but they just got to smoke themselves back over here towards drop itself. So if they're going to want to push, they have to push blindly through it. Thankfully, Zane's A-through is enough to push them back. Adren, though, holding strong for the time being, but he only manages to pick up 1 frag. It traded back out. Hiko and Cbble doing some work of their own, however, but LG also picking up these kills. Now Cbble missing the connection as he has to fall away from this, giving some room to breathe here to the members of LG. The bomb going down very, very quickly, and Cbble looking to trade out the Planter, but caught completely unaware as FNX just wraps right back down around him, takes him down to a 2-on-2. It's an evenly traded battle. Fur falling back down the ramp, but just waiting outside is FNX. Nowhere for Extra to go. Tries to pick them both off 1 by 1. He finds the first kill, but FNX shuts it down before it can go any further. Gives Luminosity another round. Now they sit just 2 more away from closing out this map.
Sick play from FNX. Completely outplays Cbble inside the bomb site. Cbble had a one-on-one. That was the best fight he could have taken, but FNX, I mean, completely counteracts the aggression of Cbble. He overcommits into the bomb site. FNX just drops a smoke and quickly, like, not walking, just sprints around the bomb site to get that kill, and he had to do it in a very quick time frame because the rotation was coming in very, very fast. So he beats the 2 members coming over. Now look at this. They switch the pace. This is going to be a B-rush. Stopped immediately by Hiko with the first kill. He does fall, though, so now there's an avenue into this bomb site, but so much damage is dealt to LG. They've got to be careful how they handle the rest of this.
Touchdown nade coming in from Nitro, shuts down Cold. 3 left alive from the terrorists now as they still are trying to push themselves up from the platform area. The smoke coverage is really hurting them now, too, because they can't exactly figure out where the remaining members of Liquid are. An attempt at a boost fails completely. Nitro catches it completely unaware. Fallen catching the trade, but Cbble moving back into the site stops him from doing any more harm. Strikes right back against the members of Luminosity. Now Liquid 6 more rounds away from tying it up and also re-breaking LG's economy.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the way they get back into such a heavy one-sided first half is break the economy. Don't let Luminosity string rounds together, so their winning streak is stopped at 1. And now they're going to be onto a save. So no armor even bought up for it, without even a plant. If there was a plant, they might have been able to buy some things that could do this, but look at this. More aggression down drop. Same strategy as last time, and it's a free kill onto Adren. No one watching drop, no one there to slow that down. Adren, I mean, that's not even his fault. He just has no intel that that's coming that aggressively. So FNX does have an M4, but Cbble with this AWP is wreaking havoc. Nice second shot, and Hiko bails him out of a tough spot. So Cbble really saves the day here. 2 members of LG left, and Nitro is going to clean up FNX, and it's all down to just Cold. 5 HP coming from the B-bomb site.
A good start to LG, but unfortunately things were not meant to continue that way. As Cbble, along with some of the other members of Team Liquid, are quick enough on the rotate to get back into that site, stop any more harm from being done. Just as we were talking about Cbble, another very nice shot to close out the round. Liquid shut it out. For LG, though, the money continues to roll in for the terrorists. And they will be able to force up another buy. It will very much be a force, though. When we look at 2 players being downgraded to Galils, and plenty of others having a pretty weak utility stack.
Cbble with this op, he's going to take this over towards the B bomb site. Once again, it's just Adren who's playing solo at A, just going to smoke off the double doors at a timing. Luminosity throwing some nades early, using a lot of utility, and it looks like I think they just threw a decoy over towards drop. Just to kind of distract somebody. Hiko peeks it though, now he knows that there's no one there. It's just a fake AK-47 sound. Nice intel gathering.
So Taco as well is going to play outside mid-connector, maybe try to throw something over towards that A-bomb site, but you've already got Cbble throwing out some frags here. Stop the push over towards the platform. Thankfully, sort of for LGs, there's no one else there, so it gives them a false sense of security, at least for the time being. Coldo picking up another kill, and now they go for this split over towards the A site once again. Elige so quick on that rotate, but almost an impressive shot from Cbble, but FNX too quick on the shots. Shuts down Cbble. Elige, the trades continue to roll in here for the Liquid, so it's down to a 2-on-3. There's Fur shutting down Adren, but Elige picking up an additional kill, down at 7 HP. Very cautious duel he has to work up against now, and he wants to sit behind the APC so we can get that support from Nitro, but FNX, he needs to press this engagement. He needs to go for the duel. Picks up that first kill. Not exactly expecting Nitro, but Nitro jumps, and now there's an awkward exchange, hunting for headshots, but FNX is the one that finds it and wins out the round for Luminosity. Now they proceed on to match point.
Oh my word, I can't believe he won that. Caught in the air and just slowly taps away, tries to recover as quick as possible. I think that was actually his last bullet that got that headshot on the Nitro. So a nice 1-on-2 win. FNX just clutching everything. And Luminosity at 15. That's tough to swallow for Liquid. It's this drop defense has really been exposed. I mean, Luminosity's hitting this hard and fast, and that time they split the bomb sites up very, very quickly.
FNX already pushing in through mid-connector here. Fur finding that first kill, but Nitro trading it back. There's some action over towards drop. Doesn't really yield either side any advantage, but for the time being, Liquid do hold control of the area. Now Cbble, though, up against pressure, spots the push coming out from LG back towards long A, and the response grenades come in. Nitro shutting it down against Fallen there. Nice another Mag 7 shot coming in. That's a lot of extra income for him. But there's the op from Cbble, taking down Taco. He didn't notice that Cold, I think, rotated out fully, so he has a nasty surprise waiting for him. Madrid had been there like 2 seconds earlier, probably could have killed him without losing Cbble, but they are able to recover the op, so economically nothing is really lost.
Another reset of the economy. So you have Cold and Fallen down at 1,400 and 1,700. A couple other players at 2,000, so no real investment for LG. They are at 15, they only need one more round. So Liquid, no more mistakes to give up here. Simple's actually doing some work for this team right now with this AWP at the A bomb site. Even when he takes it over towards the B bomb site, this time he's going to be more and more aggressive with it, peeking up towards those double doors. More play towards drop. And once again, it's FNX just rushing forward, getting a kill with the Tech 9. No response, no trade. So this B defense is a little bit weakened, and there it is, FNX again with the kill. That's huge. One player, Elish, is in the chicken coop. He sprays down one, but be careful of his back, and he grabs another one, and Fallen. So Elish holding strong at this B bomb site while his teammates fall. Even Simple almost gets caught out.
Look at FNX, though, sneaking out, finds Simple, and now it's just Elish sitting inside. Will it be the ace to end the game on a full eco round for the most part, with the exception of FNX? And it will! Just rolls and shuts down the entire defense. They just lost the Glocks to end the game. And that will be it, guys. LG take the second map.
For FNX in the last round? Was that like 4?
He got an ace right there.
Did he? Jesus. Yeah. Alright, the guy's just a playmaker. So
technically they didn't lose to Glocks. They lost to one person with a Tech 9, but still. That ends the match, and LG is going to go 2-0 tonight.
That's so ridiculous. I mean, actually, while Liquid goes 0 for 2, and they're never going to be happy with that, I mean, you could see they had some good things going. They started out too slow on both maps, but once they like kind of calmed down in these matches, they had some good streaks going. They had some good stuff that they showed off. It's just they can't afford to have slow starts, especially against a team like Luminosity. You're just going to get punished too much when you get beat up in a first half like that. So even though they showed some good things, it just wasn't enough tonight. So they go 0 for 2, and LG starts out the season hot.
And that is going to close out the action for this evening and for this week here in North America, guys, for the ESL Pro League. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll be back to you live next Tuesday, once again, same time, same place, with Luminosity versus Complexity, along with Splice taking on Optic. Plenty more action to come up throughout the week as well, so be sure to tune in right here on twitch.tv/ESL_CSGO. Beyond that, I believe that's about it. So thank you guys once again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here at the ESL Pro League.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in